So tomorrow we start the journey from Darwin back across, and we're going to Broome, and we're going to go through Litchfield Park and down the Stewart Highway back to Katherine, and then we're going to head across the Victoria Highway to Timber Creek and then cross the border here back into Western Australia, and then we'll be staying at Kununurra, and then we'll be going, we've got a couple of days in the Bungles, and then to Fitzroy Crossing, and then to Broome. So that's the next taking us across the top of Australia. So this is the detour we took on our way back to Katherine via Litchfield National Park, and this is Wangi Falls. We came here when they first opened in the late 70s or early 80s with our friends Dorothy and Peter and Ian, like myself. And in these ones then we've got pictures of actually swimming and under that fountain, under that waterfall there from all those years ago. You can't swim there today. Look at that, look at the grasshoppers are big up here. Look at that. And then we continued on around the drive to Florence Falls, and people are swimming here, and it's a beautiful swimming spot. What a lovely view that is. And next to here, there's in these trees here, there are hundreds and hundreds of those fruit bats, which we spoke about in a previous video. You can't really see them, but you can see them from where we're standing. Oh, there's so many. And then we continued on around the drive, another 8 kilometres, to these termite mounds. They are so big, very impressive. There's a little bit there that we can have a little bit of a read of. Yeah, big, eh? Loads of them everywhere. With these termite mounds, they just go on and on and on. There are so many. Just look at that. Very, very impressive. This is the signpost, the termite mounds, Litchfield National Park. This kind of explains it here. Down the bottom is where you have the Queen. It tells you about it there. And then a little bit higher up, you've got these ones, the nymphs there. And then up here you've got the workers there, tells you about it. And then up here you've got what they call the soldiers. That's what they look like. And then you get to the top and you've got alates, winged reproductive termite. So you remember this from years ago, do you?
Yeah, we should have a photo of me standing in front of it.
What, about 40 years ago?
Yeah.
But Dorothy and Peter should remember this too then.
Yeah. There was none of this here then.
So this is Bachelor. So this castle is in a place called Bachelor, near the end of our drive around Litchfield Park, and we stopped here at the butterfly farm for lunch, and if you look closely there you'll see a butterfly, and they've got hundreds of them here, and we had a wonderful lunch here, then continue the journey on to Katherine. So coming up here is just a few photos of our time as we travelled around Litchfield Park. Now the next part of our journey will be Katherine to Timber Creek. We'll be doing that tomorrow. So we're now on our way from Katherine to Timber Creek, heading back west. And this is the plaque commemorating the official opening of the Bunting Highway, which is where we have stopped here briefly. We're actually travelling along the Victoria Highway, and we will continue to do that. You see a sign here showing, you see these signs on a lot of roads in Australia out back, because sometimes the roads have to be closed because of floods and fires and things, but they're all open there at the moment. You're looking very summery.
Eh?
Looking very summery. Been a nice drive so far.
Pardon?
Been a nice drive. So we will continue down the Victoria Highway towards Timber Creek. Our next stop is at a place called Victoria River. This is where we've stopped on our way to Timber Creek. It's called Victoria River. We've travelled about 195 km since leaving Katherine, and this is yeah, quite a few people here actually. Didn't realise there were so many on the road. We'll just go and see if we can get a cup of coffee. Yeah. So this must be from Remembrance Day.
Mm.
So it says, in memory of the men and horses of 2-1 North Australia Observer Unit who guarded Timber Creek from 1942 onwards in the war against Japan. Timber Creek will remember them lest we forget. And also importantly, there's also in memory of Aboriginal trackers who helped the Nackeroos survive in this harsh environment. You always felt safe when you had an Aborigine with you. Quote by Noe from a company. Well, this is a beautiful lookout. Look at that river down there. It's a Victoria River. Wow. Fantastic. This one says it was sheer hell.
Yeah.
The 5-month season of tropical downpours made roads impassable The climate became oppressive and the sheer frustration overwhelmed everyone. Weather conditions could prevent every method of transport, including truck, motorcycle, pack horse, ship or the occasional plane being used. It meant no supplies were mailed for weeks on end. In reality, the Nackeroos were fully occupied just trying to survive their first wet in the north.
Where a Christmas card in April is considered up to date.
So this one says, you always felt safe when you had an Aborigine with you. You knew that you wouldn't starve. There's a fire over there in the distance. So this is the highest point. Look out, looking back down over the town of Timber Creek. Our Caravan Park is way over there somewhere. Well, this is as far as we're going to go. Four-wheel drive people would have gone further, but we're not quite so adventurous. However, adventurous enough to walk it though, it seems. Look at her go. Very impressive.
Crocodiles.
So this is called Victoria River. I don't know why they call it Victoria River.
Oh, because it's on the Victoria Highway.
Yeah, but why do they call it the Victoria Highway?
Because it's after Queen Victoria.
Oh.
That's when they discovered all this stuff.
Oh. Well, there you go. So this is Timber Creek to Kununurra, just 225 kilometres, and we've just stopped for a break halfway. Hello. So this is the border crossing from Northern Territory back into Western Australia. And thankfully they let us back in, which is very good. Oh well, we have arrived in Kununurra and we're all set up. It was quite a pleasant drive. Good to be back in WA. Do you think?
Yes, the roads are better.
The roads are better. And this is our outlook. Right on the lake, Lake Kununurra. Beautiful, eh? Look at that.